fun. We have Lila's here. Lila, I'm so sorry about earlier today. I was like trying to hang on, but I had to go because my son wanted me to come talk to his class. So I was like emailing you.
Emails are being a pain in the butt, honey.
My husband's like trying to tell me something. I was like, Lila's on, hold on.
All I heard was you say hello, and I heard Carol say something about crazy woman or something.
Because you were up at, what was it, like 3 or 4 in the morning?
No, it was only 10:04.
Well, to be fair, I wake up at 4 o'clock every day, so I feel you.
Yeah. So it was okay, but it was raining outside. So yeah, and that's why I'm inside now.
She's inside and her lights are on. What's going on?
But that's why I had no reception, because I was in the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
And that's the other end of the house, and the reception's better at this end of the house. So yeah.
Well, I just felt bad because I had to close it because we couldn't hear you, and I was like, Lila, I'm gonna email you. I'm so sorry. So I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about that.
Oh, all good.
Because you popped up as everyone was leaving, and I was like, oh no. And I didn't want you waiting because I was like, she probably just got up for this. And anyway, we're all.
Oh, well, because it was that thing of I just kept going, I know I'm missing out, because it's like everyone would have been like all pumped up, and now I'm getting everyone at the end of the day when it's like, oh, that was a big day.
Yeah, well, I'm just about tonight. I'll upload the recording if you want. I did read this part of the second chapter from The Forgotten Gods, so you can catch.
Oh, yep, cool.
But I think like Carol and Kim and Dan and Jade and Debbie and Garrett were all there. So
yeah,
I don't know what I'm going to talk to you guys about tonight.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I don't even know what's been talked about already. I feel like, what happened? What's going on?
You've got to go watch the sneak peek, because it's going to be a good one.
It is.
Excellent. Yeah. I will.
It's a fun one. It gives you a little glimpse into a conversation with Bianca and Martin. But we'll do another sneak peek tonight, like another short one like that one. Daniel, I hope we get to see your dog. Schnoodle? What's a schnoodle?
It's a schnauzer poodle.
Oh.
And she just ran back and jumped on my bed, but she's refusing to let me like put her on camera. So
well, welcome everyone. Let's see. Sharon is here. Sharon, you're one of my Aussies, right?
Yes, I am.
Yes, ma'am. That's what I thought. Is this so? Hold on, I have 2 Aussies that are Sharons, and you have the same, I think, letter of your last name. So is this Amarette Sharon?
Yes, but Amarette is not here right now.
Okay, that's okay. I thought this was Amarette and Sharon, but earlier this week I have 2 Michelle Morrisons that email me, and so I asked, "Hey, how's your dog?" And she's like, "I don't have a dog," and I was like, "Wrong one!" But anyway, so just wanted to check. Well, welcome, Diane, and welcome everyone. But those of you that just checked in, there's only like 3 of you. The rest of you were here earlier today. Welcome. How was the day for everybody? Anyone have anything exciting to talk about?
Well, I was running a little bit late because I might get a cold tonight.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, I went out to feed, and I'm like looking at her like, oh my gosh, she's early. So I had to hurry and get things set up in the barn for her. And so yeah, I had stuff in the oven, and I thought I'd come in and shut the oven off while I was getting stuff ready for her and come back in, and my house is full of smoke, and obviously I didn't shut the oven off.
I feel you, my friend. Yeah.
So I have lasagna, cheese, and everything else all over the bottom of the oven.
Oh.
Sorry. And a cold on the way.
Yes. She's not due for 2 weeks, but I don't know, maybe she's done this before, but you want to be prepared just in case. So
do you
absolutely.
Are you there with her? Or are you kind of let mom handle this and then surprise?
Well, this is only her second one, and so the first one we checked her a lot, and I'll probably do it again. So we checked her every 2 hours, and she was probably would have been all right with her first one, but Charles did have to kind of pull the legs a little bit. So we just want to be on top of it. Most of the time we just got surprised, and then the next morning we'd have a baby, but We actually got to see that one be born, so that was kind of cool.
That's a woman for you. Go to bed. I'll take care of this.
This is our natural thing to do. We'll just have a baby. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no worries. I
See you in the
expect
morning.
breakfast. Yeah, you better have good breakfast. Oh, that's
Hey,
funny.
Katie.
Yeah.
Hey, Katie, when you come out of the closet later, are you still going to be straight?
I never know. Every time I come out of this closet, it's different.
For once, I didn't think of making a joke like that.
Well, this is my audiobook recording space, right? So that's Twinkle Twinkle Little Star as given to me by my first grader.
Oh, jeez.
So I leave it there. That's some settings. So whenever I record, I have the computer right here and I have my phone in my hand and the microphone's right here. You can kind of see it. And so this is just where I record because it's nice and quiet and padded. So sometimes I don't want to come out of the closet, frankly, because I don't know if you can hear the screaming that's going on in the back of my house, but my daughter is not taking well to bedtime. So
Oh, no.
it's like not my problem though. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna stay in this closet for a while.
I love it.
I think I'll just stay in here and
Oh.
I don't hear what's going on. Anyway,
Oh.
so we love the closet. It's a great escape and it helps.
I don't even have a closet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't own a closet. I've got suitcases that my clothes sit in, and I open up and get what I need. And I've got a few drawers and stuff like that. So I don't have a lot of clothes because I've got nowhere to put them. So, oh dear. But
I think that's okay. Like I don't honestly have that many clothes either because it's like, well,
Yeah.
I have like
otherwise you wouldn't fit in there.
right. Well, yeah, I would fit in here, or like then it's too many decisions, right?
Yeah.
True.
Like if I only have 3 pairs of pants, it's a lot easier to pick my pair of pants for the day. That's my opinion anyway, because I spend all my decisions on characters that are naughty. No,
They're yelling
Yeah.
at you all day.
I have a pooch that's whining, so I have to let her out. Hang on just a second. I'll be back.
we won't say anything fun without you. So Diane, have you read Prana yet?
Yes,
Did
yes,
you like it?
yes, I liked it.
Okay,
I
good.
finished it the day it come out, like, last week.
Quick one. Yeah, it's a quick one. That's right.
I had to finish it.
Yeah, it's a quick one. Like it wasn't too long, thankfully. I like
Who's listened to the audio?
I haven't done that yet.
Is Garrett here or is he?
Garrett is here.
Oh no, he's not. Oh
He
yeah.
has listened, yeah, but he
Yep, I'm here. Sorry.
Yeah. Have you listened to the audio already?
Yes, I have. I
I
got her done yesterday.
I really loved it when Katie did the the memory of the water. I love those bits.
when the water was talking.
Yeah.
Did it sound okay? Did it sound even or did it sound like I was too close to the microphone?
Oh no, I reckon it sounded great from what I listen on anyway. I thought it was great. It was
I tested that a couple
breathy
times.
enough. It was breathy enough without being like, it was actually really lovely. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was really lovely. I kind of went, ooh, dreamy.
Thanks, buddy.
That's what I was going for. Water is dreamy. I had to try it a couple ways, like closer to the microphone and like farther away to kind of get that. Because one time I like breathed into the microphone.
Oh, God.
It was like, like you can
Oh god.
I should do like a live stream one day when I'm actually recording an audiobook.
Yes.
I like read out loud to you and you can kind of see some of it. But I don't know if I could actually record and live stream it because it gets
You'd
so
be laughing.
ridiculous. I'll like tumble over my feet and be like blah 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 blah, and then I have to like I'll say that out loud because I get so
Blooper
I
reel.
love that. I reckon
That's
that would
awesome.
be fantastic. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my
I
gosh.
reckon that
And
would
then-
be great.
sometimes I have to like act something out before I say it, and so I'll like say the same line like 5 different times. Like, how is that gonna sound with that accent? So I think if I knew people were listening, like I don't know if I could do it. Like if people were watching me, I don't know if I could do it the same way. But we should try it. I think it'd be fun.
That'd be great. That'd be great. On one of the novellas or something.
Yeah. Were you saying something, Debbie?
Sorry.
Yeah, I was going through the videos on the YouTube channel,
Yeah.
and you're talking about doing your audio stuff. I came across the one that you did with your mentor, your vocal.
Oh yeah, Arthur.
Arthur?
Yeah. My stylist.
That was really good.
Do you like that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, I don't
He's
know
got
if
an
any of you,
excellent voice.
I know. So I have a video on my YouTube channel of me and Arthur going back and forth while he's coaching me and like teaching me how to narrate and like critiquing me. And so I'm like live doing it with him. So he'll give me feedback and I'll try it. And I was like self-conscious because I knew I was recording it. And I still didn't really know what I was doing at that time. But he has this amazing like voice. He's got a really cool voice too. That's really fun.
I thought you picked up the stuff he said was you were really quick at picking it up.
Oh, thanks. That's right.
What
I
he
remember
said.
you watched it.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, we're always our harshest critic, right? So
Absolutely.
to me, I felt like it took forever to actually settle in, but now like I fly through audiobooks because I love them and they're just really fun. They're like I don't look at them as work. I look at them as a hobby, actually.
Yeah.
So
I have a question.
yeah, Sharon, go for it.
In your book, Bonbons to Yoga Pants, was
Mhm.
that based on anybody in particular, or was that just your imagination?
It was kind of both. Like some of those experiences, a lot of the Health and Happiness Society series, that whole series is based on some of my personal experiences loosely. But then a lot of it is just what I've observed in other people or what have you. Some like experiences I've had with dating and weight loss and stuff were summarized in Lexi, but not like as fully, you know, like her family and some of her journey and stuff was kind of her own. I just thought it like that sounded like a fun story to write, like a weight loss story that was just well presented, right? Where the worth of the person isn't dependent on the scale. So yeah.
Good heavens. Good thing.
I know. Can you imagine? Your worth has nothing to do with the scale. What? It's a shock.
Oh, look at him. He's so
Oh, look how cute.
Oh, what a cute schnoodle.
Yep, her name is Bella.
Oh, her.
Bella, you're so cute.
How old is Bella?
She is, let's see, I think we got her in like 2018, 2019.
Oh, nice.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Was she a puppy when you got her?
Yeah, she was. So she's, what, 3, 4?
She's so cute. Is she pretty sweet?
She can be extremely loud and extremely like, I don't want to say aggressive, but like super hyper. Yeah, I think she still wants me to put her down. Like she's kind of calming down, but she's also like, really, you picked me up. But
my 3-year-old is the same way. So your dog, my 3-year-old, I got you. Oh, that's funny. She looks pretty comfy right there.
I was gonna say now she's actually calming down pretty good.
There you go. That's
See how long it lasts.
Really cool. Awesome. Jean Marie, how are you? Can you hear us, Jean Marie?
Good. How are you?
We're good. Just launch day party craziness as usual. If anyone's emailed me, I'm sorry. I haven't seen it.
Hi, Jean Marie.
Hi.
That looks okay. Okay, good. Emails don't look so bad. We bought a house last summer. Some of you know that. Like we moved to Montana in August and bought this house. And the people that lived on it before us hadn't done any fire mitigation in 2 decades. So,
oh God.
when you live in the mountains, you have to do fire mitigation, right? So you have to like cut trees and slash piles. We've taken 11 trips on a trailer chock full over my head of just slash and branches and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Doing that after our call this morning, I had to go out and help take stuff to the slash pile, and then I just got back. So if anyone's emailed me with issues, I will be getting to those after this call. So sorry.
Yeah, we do fire breaks and stuff here because being, you know, on acreage, we have fire breaks all the way, but being so close to the sea, the first thing we'd do is go that way, you know, straight onto the beach.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've already worked out how would I get the chooks there, and you know.
You have to be ready because it just happens so fast. Yeah. If you like,
I can't even. I can't even imagine what you guys go through.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
sometimes
And
you
then we've got the flood thing too. So
oh, yeah, I don't have to worry about that.
yeah.
I'm above the
Yeah,
world.
yeah.
We don't worry
But
about
it's only, you know, yeah. It's only happened sometimes, so you know, but it's still worth
Oh.
living here.
Sounds like it, yeah. Just kidding. Well, so we only have a couple people like here that weren't here this morning. So, is there anything that anyone wants to ask or talk about while we're on a call together? We can talk about Prana, or we can talk about any of the other upcoming books or previous books, whatever you want.
Here we
I
go.
made it to
How's the map
chapter
coming?
13.
Oh, Garrett, go, and then Debbie.
I was just asking how the map is coming since you got the map maker there.
Map maker is here, and I have discussed things with the map maker, and by that I mean, hey, Stephen, I really desperately need your help on a map, and he said, okay. So it's going great, Garrett. Is my internet getting slow? Sorry.
Garrett, your signs look great.
They do. They're nice.
Yeah. They're lovely. They're romantic.
I've never done it that style before, where the letters were all positive and then the whole background is negative, so it's lower than the letters. Usually, I've just always kind of edged around to make the letters, you know, pop out and things like that. So it was a different experience for me.
Yeah, cool. Well, it looks like you did a great job.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, here's Andy. Sorry, there was Debbie. Did you say something else?
Oh, all I said is I made it to chapter 13.
Hey,
Had a girl, Debbie.
way to buzz. So Debbie is reading Freedom right now.
Oh, okay. I was like, which book?
This morning she was on chapter 6 of Freedom.
Yep.
So now she's on chapter 17. Yes, for sure.
She's just not sleeping. She just reads and chats in the witchery.
Sleep is overrated.
You need sleep, right?
Debbie, do you only read? Do you not do any audio?
I have only been reading through the network series and the Dragon Master, but when I start the network saga, I have all audio.
Okay, perfect.
So that will be next.
They're all great audio, I think. Was there someone else that had a question or wanted to talk about something?
Well, Katie, you mentioned this morning that you were about halfway through with Hazel.
Yes.
So, and you mentioned something about Water and Light. Is that one coming?
Yeah.
So the Water and Light audiobook is done and proof.
Oh.
I just have to send it to the salon, but I'm going to send it with Hazel and Derek because I'm halfway through Hazel, and then my husband goes back to working days after next week. So I get my closet back. So it's a real problem when my husband works nights because then he sleeps in our bedroom, and that's where my recording studio is. So I've only been able to do audiobooks at night, so it kind of slowed my production. So next week, I think I'll be able to start hitting audiobooks every day again. And so I will have Water and Light, Hazel, and Derek all go to the salon at the same time, as I say it. So yeah, Water and Light and Hazel will be coming out in audio soon. I'm not sure. I think Water and Light is available for pre-order on audiobook. I don't think Hazel is. I think I was just gonna punt Hazel to ebook or to audiobook and paperback, and then just let people know. I have an email coming out like next week maybe, or in 2 weeks, that just says like new paperbacks you might have missed, because we've pumped out a bunch of new paperbacks. So there's an email that will be going out that will just show the new paperbacks we've produced, like Hazel, Water and Light. I think Water and Light is up now. We decided that. So
I thought I saw that one. So
yeah. So then, and then after I get Derek done, I'll be doing the Forgotten Gods and short stories from Miss Mabel's. So we're kind of piggyback the audiobook projects, depending on what's going on. The older one.
Hazel yet. I haven't heard of her.
Of who?
Hazel.
Oh, Hazel. Yeah. So I did a short story for Bianca's grandmother, Hazel. It's a fun one. Hazel's really cute. I really like Hazel.
Hazel's also in Mildred's Resistance, right?
Yeah, with her mom. Yeah, she's like 12, I think, and then 16 in it, I believe. Yeah.
And Water and Light? is a book that for me is like what most people have experienced with Ronan. Because they're different stories, right? And
Yeah,
some of the stories were really easy to read, but the last one, bleh, sorry. So
you're
sorry,
fine.
it's just
No,
not
you're
my
fine.
cup
So
of tea.
Water and Light is a collection of short stories that take place outside of Alcara. So some of them were featured like in anthologies, and I just barely got the rights back. Or I gotten the rights back to them, and I can publish them on my own or whatever. So Water and Light is just a collection of those. That's all it is.
Did I see somewhere that your husband is a military man?
He's a what?
A military man?
He was, yeah. Yeah, we were in the military. Can you see
Oh,
his?
you both were?
No, he was in the military. We were a military
he-
family. Yeah, so I married him when he was in the army.
Was he your inspiration for Devin?
For Derek?
Devin.
Devin. Wait, remind me who's Devin?
Devin was the one that has the flashbacks.
Oh,
Ellie. Ellie and Devin.
Ellie and Devin, thank you. We're in a different series.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Romance.
No, my husband's never had PTSD to that extent, but there was Devin and Ellie. It was a story I wrote before I ever met my husband, actually. And I can't remember how that story came into my head. I think I was like 15 when I started writing Ellie and Devin's story. So no, I mean, I was able to write it easily because I had so much military experience when I finished the book and published it last year. But my husband was actually a bigger inspiration for Bianca's father than for Devin.
Oh yeah.
Different series.
I've been having some issues that I don't know, kind of are like flashbacks, because I get a lot of pain, a lot of nerve pain, and it makes me pass out at times. And my daughter says that when I pass out and come to, I often am back in history, like when she was first born, or even back when I was a teenager. And it makes me, and she says that you talk about, going out and feeding the chickens and caring for the pigs. And she says, Mom, we have never had chickens in this country,
Yeah.
And she says it lasts sometimes for like half a day. And then when I finally come out of it, I don't remember having gone back there at all.
Oh, interesting.
Wow.
Sounds like something you might want to talk to your doctor about.
He just looks at me like I'm crazy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Time for a new doctor.
Yeah, no kidding.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that, Sharon. Yeah, that sounds pretty serious. We are blessed that we have not had to deal with what Devin is dealing with in his book, for sure. For those of you that are wondering, Devin and Ellie were characters from one of my romance novels, Wild Child. And he's a veteran that like has flashbacks when he comes home. So it took me a minute to remember him. It's like, Devin, Derek?
Yeah.
Oh my
Alcara. I was going, Alcara? Devin? Alcara?
Alcara?
How did I miss that?
Definitely the end of the day. Anyone else? Any questions? Anything you want to talk about now that we've had a new launch?
I love Prana. It was awesome.
Okay, Terry, you'll be next. You did? You liked it, Marie?
I did. I feel kind of bad for Prana though, because she's kind of like that middle child, right? Where she really.
I want to let you know.
Just feel like she's like the middle child. She doesn't want to anger the older kids, but she doesn't feel like she gets the same shake as the younger kids. And yeah.
Lila, I'm going to mute you for just a sec because your computer is slow and you're talking at random intervals. But when you come back, then we can unmute you. See what you said. So say that again, Jean Marie.
I just feel that she's like the middle child. She wants to please. She doesn't want to get in trouble with the older kids, like Daya Silva and all that. But she kind of doesn't feel like she's getting the same shake as some of the other kids.
Yeah.
And she really didn't set out to set bad things in motion. They just kind of sort of happened to her.
You're giving her too much credit, Jean Marie.
I would defend.
Well, that's what happens when you're a Baxter fan.
Oh. Good one, Garrett. Good one.
You totally get- Jean Marie, don't you take that. I would feel worse for
I
her.
say that with love.
If she,
It was.
Sure you did.
But I forgive you.
That's called twist the knife.
Yeah, there you go. I would feel worse for Prana if she hadn't created Almoran magic and enslaved dragons, the Dragon Master magic.
Yeah. So
Jean Marie. I love it.
kind of like her.
Yeah. I know. I hated loving her, I guess is the way you say it, right? I love hating her. No, I hated loving her, I think is what it is.
But I did really enjoy it. So I can't wait to see. And I kind of got the impression that Da Silva already kind of knew what was going to be going on anyways. So it's not even like Prana was doing anything behind her back. It was almost like it's been predetermined. So
that was a question I had to figure out, right? Does Daya Silva know the future because of the Watcher magic?
Right.
Oh,
a big question there.
Right.
So ultimately what I decided is that she doesn't know like the actions in future and past and current of people outside of her witches, like in the Watcher magic, that can see 4 witches, but she couldn't like tell demigods or mortals or gods or goddesses or anything like that. So she can see that for her witches, but the magic's extent lasts only to witches. So that's why Hiddleston couldn't see Baxter, right?
Right.
Yeah, so there's that. Hey Ben, welcome to the call.
hi.
Good to meet you. Is this your first call with us?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks
Hi,
for
Ben.
coming.
Hi Ben. Marry me.
Have you what books have you read?
Well, to be quite honest, I've got them on my TBR list, but it's one of those things where it's kind of like my TBR list grows exponentially to what I'm actually reading.
You're in good company. I think that's pretty much everyone here. Yes, that's awesome. Well, how did you find my books in this call?
Well, I think I originally found some of your early books, like the one with the school for like witches and stuff.
It's Mabel School for Girls. Yeah.
Yeah, that one. It was found it on Facebook, and I was like, oh, that looks interesting. And
oh, cool.
I saved it on my phone for like a long car ride or whatever, and still on there, I think.
Yeah, and there it still is. Yeah, no, I totally get that. Well, I'm glad that you came. It's always fun to see new faces on the call. Anyway, so Jean Marie, I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I'm glad that you feel some measure of compassion for Prana. maybe she deserves a little bit. And there's like a little tidbit for those like Daya Silva and Prana fans. That question I answered in terms of can Daya Silva see the future for everyone will eventually come into play in the future. So that's something to tuck in your pocket for later. Anyway, anyone else? Any other questions? Anything you want to bring up or talk about?
Terry's got.
Oh, Terry, thank you. I'm sorry. I was like, there was someone else. Terry, shoot, my friend.
2 things. One would be the fact that if Da Silva was smart, she would never let Prana know that she can't see the future of her sisters. That's the first thing. Second was about the maps.
Mm-hmm.
Just me, or does that look a whole lot like Australia?
Oh yeah, we talked about this on Monday, right?
Oh, well, I missed that.
No, you're fine. No, you and I did. We talked about it on our last call.
That's
I
right.
think it was last Friday.
Yeah, thank you, Garrett. My father-in-law is Carol's excited about something.
Yeah, what's she? What's it?
Byron Buxton just hit a home run for the Minnesota Twins.
That's awesome. Yeah, so my father-in-law is here right now, and I've asked him if he'll help me. We're gonna sit down probably tomorrow with the map, and he's gonna help me tweak it, work on boundaries and distances, and figure out population densities and that kind of stuff. He nerds out on that stuff, which makes me very happy. So
World building is always good.
yeah, world building is always good, and it's always very detailed. So you got to make all these decisions just to make a map, you know what I mean? So my father-in-law is going to help me with the more intricate details that I'm not necessarily as naturally good at as he is. And I will be updating all of you very soon. Normally the maps are stuff I have to do in between manuscripts. And since we launch books so quickly, the maps are kind of just going to be a slow growth through the next couple weeks to months. My goal is to have all of the maps updated in the ebooks and paperbacks and stuff before the launch of the Forgotten Gods in July, like the first weekend in July. So I'm hoping to have all the maps done and updated and in the books by the 1st of July. So it'll probably take that long to get really suss it out. But if my father-in-law can help me lay out Alcara the way it really like is with the population density, the distances, the key, the legend, all that kind of stuff, then the rest of it's easy after that because all the hard stuff is decided and we just kind of cut and paste. So
I know a fan writer who he wrote a good long series of stories that took place in a fictionalized version of Australia, and he like got really into like the lingo and place descriptors and all that.
Oh, who was it?
His name is fudge. I'll have to.
Interesting. Well, yeah, let's shoot it out or put it in the chat when you got it because that'll be interesting to look at. I love looking at maps now and some of the other
I
stuff.
don't think he has any like actual maps, but he definitely has he was kind of like, yeah, let's see, Pony Josiah 13.
Okay, I'll look that up.
It's
Awesome. But Terry, to your first comment about Daya Silva withholding that information, she is a wise goddess. And Prana is not fully illuminated on her abilities or lack of abilities so far. Which again is why it might play into things later. I'm not promising it'll be the network saga, but eventually that will be important information. Carol, I feel like I'm watching the game through the expressions of your face. Just letting you know. Anyone else? Any other questions or comments or stuff you want to talk about while we got you all? Oh, there's Lila. Go for it, Lila.
Okay, is it working? Can you hear
Yes,
me?
I can hear you.
Okay, excellent. About the Prana stuff,
Mhm.
I've just well, I know she enslaved the dragons, but there was good stuff in it as well. So it's like if she hadn't done the enslaving part, then I love the fact that they could talk and they had the communication staff and all the rest of it, but the whole beholden to and had to do that part wasn't so nice. So it's kind of like I sort of go, and I wonder whether Prana is redeemable. When does it become that you're not redeemable? You know what I mean? Like, so I can't completely
Yeah, I mean, you can't completely write her off, right? Like she's not perfect, but she's not irredeemable either. I mean, you have to go pretty far to not be redeemable, right? Like maybe Mabel, or even arguably Angelina. But I think also one challenge with writing like Daya Silva and Prana was the fact that they're eternal beings, right? Like what do you do for eternity right? When you're like a goddess, right? So part of me is like, I think Sana's just bored, right? So she's doing all this other stuff. It's just been something that I've thought about, like after you live forever, like where does that go, right? Like if you actually live in a place of time, because fantasy can really dive into time, right? You get time traveling fantasy and all that kind of stuff, and then you start getting into some wonky questions and ideas. So yeah. Does anyone here like time travel books? Anyone like time travel stuff?
Some.
Harry?
I do.
It depends. It depends on how well it's done.
Yeah.
It's a story a bunch of stories I've read that have kind of brought up the questions of like immortality and all that kind of good stuff, and like trying to wrap your brain around the implications. Like there's this one where you have these two sisters that are effectively immortal, and one of them gets banished for 1,000 years, and you have to, you try and figure out, I get, in, scuffles with my little brother all the time, but, having him, banished for, 1,000 years is just kind of like.
Right. How do you correlate it with, we believe, like, we live in a place of time, right? So that was a question that I faced. Like, well, what is 2,000 years to a goddess that has lived and will live forever? Like, is that even like a big deal, right? Like, how do you form a punishment around that, like, or a banishment or something? Yeah, it
That
gets
was
interesting.
yesterday.
What were you saying, Debbie, before that?
I was going to tell, this will be a spoiler for anybody that hasn't read Freedom, but sort of. I literally almost fell off my bed when I read that when Maximilian asked her to hand fast him, because I wasn't sure. When he said that, I went, "What?" really loud, and my dogs jumped and barked. I was like, "What did I just read?"
Did you have to, like,
and
go
I read
back?
on, and I was like, "Oh, that figures."
Yeah, I loved that scene. Is that chapter 6? Isn't that chapter 6?
7 maybe, but it's.
I didn't
it's,
understand what she said. What did she say?
Oh, she was talking about the moment in
when
freedom.
Maximilian asked Isadora to hand fast him.
Oh, I loved it.
Oh, I
was
fell off the
shocked.
bed. Yeah, I was like, "What?"
Did anyone see that coming, or was it a surprise to people?
Oh, I didn't see it coming.
Diane's like, nope.
I kind of saw it coming.
Did you, Andy?
Yeah, because I was like, he was just being too.
What was that?
To explain it, he was just not going away,
Yeah.
So, tragedy struck my. I don't know if you guys can hear her.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, sorry, but I'm gonna be real quick about it. I kind of, he wouldn't go away, if he really didn't want to, he would have just left him. That's it.
Yeah.
But he kept coming back, and he kept coming back, and he kept doing I don't want to be here, but here I am. And so,
Such a punk sometimes. That boy is such a punk.
all right, can you please mute me because my hands are tied now?
Yeah, you got it. You're good. You got it, Andy. It's so, bedtime is hard. Bedtime is so hard.
Maximilian's kind of like a bee.
At first I thought that was a dog howling.
No, that's her cute little girl.
It's my Mickey. Mickey, you want to say hello? I'm gonna do. Until what time are you guys gonna be on?
Probably like 8:30 or 9. A little longer tonight in honor of.
Awesome. I'm gonna go do dinner, put them to bed, and be back on again.
Okay, we'll watch for you.
All right, thanks.
Good luck, amiga.
Garrett, please defend. You want to say hello? Say hello, please.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, say wait.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Hola.
All right, vamos a cenar pues. All right, then I'll be back in a
In
bit.
a second, Andy. Yeah, go take care of your kids. I think she was charging you to defend the hearth, Garrett.
Oh, I got this.
From the scary Jean Marie. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. That is so funny. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, we were talking about Max and the surprise proposal. That also took me by surprise, actually. That was one of those that I was like, what did he just do? Like, as I was writing, excuse you? And I was like, that's wonderful. And then I was able to kind of build it up from there. See, I tell you, they take me by surprise all the time. All the time. Anyone else? Anything else you guys want to talk about?
That's what brings.
Sorry, was Terry saying something?
Go ahead, Terry, and then Lila.
I was going to say that's why I think Hiddleston has hope too.
Oh, with Lita?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's just giving him a hard time.
I just love the enemies to lovers romance plot, right? So good. It's like one of my favorite. I love it when they have to work for it. It's a good one. And I just think Lita, she's always been so prickly, right? So she just needed someone that's gonna be really patient. Lila, what were you gonna say?
Sorry, I missed out on the early Prana stuff, so I'm back to Prana. Did any of you others, when you read none of the sisters had demigods, at least not that Prana knew about? Did that pick up anything for anyone else? Because I remember thinking, ooh. Is
Yeah,
someone
why
going to run
not?
away with this?
It was
And
in-
whoa.
It
Lila,
was only the gods, right?
that Prana knows about.
Yeah, huh.
Because remember, you got to leave doors open just in case.
And
Uh-oh.
I'm thinking,
Well,
ooh.
we haven't heard much about Serena, so
Or Celsa.
or Celsa.
She's very
Yeah.
prickly and she wants to be left alone, probably for a reason. So I'm gonna say I don't know that reason.
Those dang children.
It could
To be
be.
clear, I do not know that reason.
Not yet.
I mean, it's all speculation, you guys. Like, here on out, it's all speculation.
When you talk to us, do we make you think of some other things to do then?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I'll get off a call and be like, oh, and I'll kind of think about it. I think what gives me the most inspiration is going on hikes. Well, I've noticed when I move my body, my brain moves faster. So I'll just go on hikes and I'll start talking to myself. So I think I told some of you this morning how I saw a brown bear yesterday on my hike. Yeah. Dumb dogs didn't even see it or smell it or even alert it or anything.
Surprise.
So mad. I was like, why do I have you if you're not going to alert for bears? So I normally when I'm hiking, I like talk out loud I record myself talking out ideas. So like talk out ideas as they come, and they come really fast sometimes. Like sometimes I almost talk over myself. I can't talk fast enough. But yesterday was one of the days where I just didn't talk at all. So we were really quiet, and that's why we saw the bear. So I was like, maybe I should be quiet more. I'd probably see more animals.
Not so you don't see any bears.
Right, because apparently my dogs are terrible at alerting me for
They
bears.
don't care.
They do though. They normally do. I mean, they're really concerned about the squirrels, but dang bears, they don't care about.
Those are smaller than them.
It's true. It's true. Well, my one dog
We've
Motor,
got 4 dogs we've got 4 dogs, and the 3 of them that we are able to get out and walk. I think it was like a week or so ago. We were walking through a nearby park, and there was a couple deer standing in the field, and one of them decided to go say hello. Or
did that
tried
go?
to go say hello.
Yeah.
She got loose because my mom, just kind of didn't have a tight enough grasp on the leash for that one split second, and
She gone.
we
Where do
caught
you-
her, but
Where do you
it's
live?
kind of
Ben?
like unexpected bit of exercise for me.
Yeah, there you go. Where do you live?
Lawrence, Kansas.
Kansas. Do we have other Kansas people here? No. We
Do
got
any of you live in the United States?
We all
Yeah.
most
Oh yeah,
Most of us.
Okay.
most of us do.
Jade,
All over.
Other than Layla tonight and
Layla and Jade are in Australia tonight, but everyone else is now. We have
Okay.
Andy's in Guatemala.
And Andy,
He just
yeah.
left. Yeah.
And I'm in Canada.
Yeah, I would say G Marie's in Canada. And then we have like Louise, Chris was
Maybe
here.
that's why she likes Baxter.
Oh.
Let's be nice.
I like
Well, once it
Canada.
wasn't
I
me.
like Canada.
Jean Marie, you're getting
nice
hit
people.
tonight.
I wanted there was a fan convention in Canada that I wanted to go to, but then they canceled it at the last minute because of COVID stuff.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's
That's
happening.
not surprising. They've canceled everything because of COVID.
I have one of my team members, Kaylee, is in Canada, and she keeps me updated. It's been pretty intense up there the last year, but it sounds like things are kind of starting to ebb from what she says anyway.
Somewhat.
You're like, not enough.
Jean Marie, what part of Canada are you in?
I'm just outside of Toronto, actually, a couple hours outside of Toronto.
Oh, okay.
So Southern Ontario.
Yeah, we were oh my gosh, what's her name? Was in
Shelly.
Thank you. I was like, it's not Sharon, it's an SH, so it's Shelly. Thank you. Shelly was on earlier, and it was 13 degrees where she was at in Fort Murray. Is it Fort McMurray?
Fort McMurray, yeah. That's in
Alberta.
Alberta.
Yeah, in Alberta.
Yeah, it's been about 13, 14 here too. So,
Oh,
which is
wow.
it's actually quite warm. Truly it is.
Right. Yeah, no, Shelly has, that's the first above zero that we've heard her.
Jean Marie, are you guys Celsius though?
Yes, we're Celsius.
Okay.
That's why 14 is like 50, right? close
Yeah.
to
Oh,
50.
okay, that's not
Yeah.
bad then.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's what it is here.
Yeah.
Daniel, I liked your formula much better than the 9/5 plus
So much
32.
quicker, isn't it?
Yes, yes, so much quicker.
Not
Oh, that's
super
right. You sent a
accurate. but-
formula on the call this morning, right? For
Yep.
us to figure it out between second grade. Yeah.
And
I
Katie,
wish-
going back to the demigods, I liked Prana's thoughts when she was looking at, her brothers and going, the ladies don't have demigods. Why do the boys think they have to have children? It's just like, it was like, yep, that sounds like a girl talk. Yep, that sounds like, yep.
I honestly, when I was writing that, I was like, oh no,
Are there egos?
I might have stereotyped men in the gods too much. Like, I feel kind of bad about it. Like, oh, I totally stereotyped men and women here.
No, there was a there was a
In the gods.
hilarious little fan fiction I read where Zeus got his comeuppance at the most unexpected visitors,
Mm.
Oh, yes.
and this was his visitors were Princess Celestia and Princess Luna from the TV show My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic.
Jeez.
That would be an interesting one to read for sure.
And that's currently one of my big obsessions in terms of like fan creations and stuff.
Oh, you need to talk to Louise then.
Louise loves My Little Pony. Yeah, she does. I think anyway, she did. She turned my character Bianca, who's in Miss
Oh,
Mabel's School for
is-
Girls, into a My Little Pony.
Okay.
Yeah, she like drew My Little Pony and then put some stuff from my books on the My Little Pony. Anyway, that's funny. The crossing of those two was interesting. Anyway,
that's what, in my opinion, anyways, that's one of the things that made it so brilliant is that Lauren Faust, the creator of the latest generation, she made it such a open world that there was just so much, you could do so much stuff with it. Whereas like if you had made it really locked in, like in some of the earlier generations, that doesn't really leave you much room for creativity. But
yeah, for sure. Carol, to your point of the the goddesses and the gods. So I don't know yet. Some goddesses might have demigods. I haven't found out myself. Celsey and I are holding each other at arm's length right now, and Serena has been wandering the desert of affliction. So I'll let you know. There might be a whole new series in there for sure. But that was kind of an important tidbit for the Forgotten Gods, as you guys get to know Ignis better. So Ignis is a very interesting character. He and I fight all the time, but he's very interesting, and he knows it. He knows that's the problem. It's too interesting. He reminds me of Maximilian, actually. So I'm like, I have to make sure he doesn't turn into Max. Like,
no, he can't be Max.
No, we don't need another Max.
No, not that.
You'll love Max. You'll love Max by the end.
No,
I'm telling
Debbie
you.
doesn't like Max.
You don't like him? Oh, you will like him. I can't believe if you don't. Okay, I'll wait till the end and then you.
Yeah, we'll see what Debbie says then. At this rate, she'll be done by the Monday call.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I'll be
like,
done before I
"Don't
go to
insult
bed
me,
tonight.
Katie."
Because I liked him by the end.
Yeah, I did too. Anyway,
I always liked him, even though he was a bit cantankerous. I
grumpy.
didn't think he was. I didn't think he was bad of heart or anything. He was just a little bit busy and had a lot in his head and was dealing with a lot. And
He's
wasn't great with communicating.
Yes.
He's like the introvert that never gets alone time.
Yep.
That's how I've always categorized Max, the introvert that never gets alone time.
Hey, Debbie, have you gotten his background yet? Have you gotten
No.
his background? Okay.
No,
Okay.
It'll probably change some things for you for sure.
that's what I keep getting told. Is that once I learn that, then I will realize I'll be different. And I'm like, because I kept saying something big must happen if I'm gonna change my mind, because I really don't like him.
Well, if you don't like him, that's okay. You don't have to like him.
Yeah.
Because Diane will have him.
Yeah.
Or Jade.
I
You're gonna
love
have to
him.
fight Jade. You're gonna have to fight Jade because she's a big Max fan too.
Yeah, I know. We had that conversation
There's several
already.
of us
She told me
wanting
that
those
Max
books,
was hers.
though.
I know. More books are coming. I just have to figure them out. It's not that big a deal, right? Just gotta figure them out. Oh yeah, we talked about that this morning too. I just said that I'm Isadora and Maximilian and I are in contract negotiations right now, and it's not going well.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting for sure.
Just the hints that you've given us about Ignis. Guess who came to mind for Ignis? Either Ignis or Tantes.
Who?
Jason Momoa.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's kind of volatile.
I was going to ask you about. I was
elsewhere.
going to ask you about him the other day. Yeah, yeah,
Jason.
Don't you think so, Lila?
yeah, huh?
I actually,
Yep, definitely.
I see the Momoa as more of a Tantus, but like Khal Drogo Momoa, like when we're talking like Game of Thrones Momoa, that's like Tantus right there. I mean, you can picture any character as Jason Momoa and come out like a good side.
So who do you picture then? Who do you picture?
For Ignis and Tantus?
Yeah.
I haven't. Tantus and I we're talking. Tantus is more of a War of the Gods kind of god, so he's not super like fleshed out yet. He definitely is in the Forgotten Gods, but Ignis is the focus of the Forgotten Gods. That's part of the reason I'm fighting with Ignis is that I'm just trying to land on him because I'm trying really hard not to make him into Maximilian because he's definitely not, but I haven't been able to picture him like actually assign like a person to him. But there was, you guys, this is how creepy I am. I went to my friend's house for dinner tonight and I hadn't seen them since like October. They're like, you just come over. I was like, okay, I just have to be home by 7. So this friend of theirs walks in the house. My kids are like playing and we're talking. This friend of theirs walks in and I look at him and I'm like, oh my God, that would make the best Ignis. Like this guy would make the best Ignis. And I think I was kind of staring at him because he seemed a little uncomfortable with me.
Did you say something?
No.
No, because how do you say that?
I think you're like Ignis in my book.
Are you the god of
to
fire?
write you into
Like,
my book.
no matter how you put that, it sounds like I'm coming on to him and my husband's like right next to me, right? So
That would not be good.
gone
No.
over really well.
Unless he noticed you were staring at him a lot, then he'd wonder why.
Well, I think I wonder if I could get away with that if then I have like a contemplative look on my face and I look somewhere else and they'll just think I'm high or something. I don't know. I don't know. But I saw him and I was like, that guy would make a great Ignis. And then there's the awkwardness of how do I get a picture of him on my Pinterest board?
Oh God.
Did you snap a picture while you were there?
So I was like talking to him about his job because I wanted to hear his voice. Like, could this guy be Ignis? Like,
So what did you after his voice?
so creepy, you guys, so creepy. I was like, the more he talked, the more I was like, oh yeah,
I love it.
you know, it's so bad. It just rules my life. But there's no way for me to like give him to you, right? Like, so now that I'm at home, the problem is I don't know if I can remember him well enough to like paint the picture of Ignis. So I'm on the prowl. But this is how bad it is. I was watching, I think I told some of you this before. I was watching a TikTok video and there was like 4 seconds of this guy reacting to something. And I stopped and rewound it like 8 times because just those 4 seconds, I came up with a romance novel in my head. I was like, oh my gosh, this guy would be great for this kind of a
Your
plot.
brain.
And I just all of a sudden came up with this like romance idea. And I can still remember that guy in my head and the romance ideas that are coming off it. That is how crazy this gets. So
So if you remember that guy and it was only 4 seconds, but you were with dinner, maybe that guy is an Ignis because he didn't.
So I'm gonna stumble on Ignis soon because I'm like trying to manifest him, right? I'm like, I gotta find you, buddy, because I gotta turn this into beta readers real fast. Like let's go. So I think I'll land soon. But I'll contemplate the Momoa. I call him the Momoa. I'll contemplate the Momoa. But I think Ignis isn't that like Jason Momoa is ginormous, right? That's like a Tantus. That like he's more of a Tantus, I think. But I need to figure out who Ignis is. Beyond anyway, yeah, there's not too much I can say or I'll spoil some stuff. That's really good. But
Is he a troublemaker?
is he a troublemaker? Well, they all are.
Yeah, but he sounds like he's more than some of the other ones.
Yeah, I mean, Ignis has just been a little harder to nail down because he's a god, right? Like how do you? It's been interesting to nail him down in his relationship with Bianca, because the two are so dependent on each other in this book. So I think my struggle has been I've had a hard time picturing him, and that makes it hard to write his dialogue. You know, like Max was so easy because he was always Henry Cavill.
Oh
So
my.
that's easy, right?
You got a lot of them now, Debbie.
Yes. Debbie's like, no, we had this discussion today. And Debbie is not convinced.
I'm trying, but I just no.
You don't have to try. You'll get there.
Brian's like, he's mine. It's okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think Ignis will come to me soon. I'll figure it out. And then I'll let you guys know who he is, because that'll help you picture him when you read it. But speaking of Ignis, do you want me to read a scene between Ignis and Bianca as a sneak peek?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyone?
We're always great for those.
Absolutely. That.
I know, I was
Yeah,
like, are you gonna say no? I hope you would if you didn't want to. Let me see. I'm not gonna read the whole scene because it's a monster. It's 10 pages. Let me find a spot in here. That would be good. Oh, this is kind of good. Okay. All right, here's a little blurb. Okay. So this is chapter 5, and things have happened, and Bianca's in Alasia, and this is when she technically first meets Ignis.
Oh.
Where she kind of first hears his voice talking to her, because up until this point in the last magic, Bianca has only heard him like when he's angry, when her magic breaks, right? And he's like wrathful and kind of scary. So this is the first time after that. Okay, so it's chapter 5. Let me find the spot. Okay. So this is kind of the middle of the chapter, so it's going to start called in media res, like right in the middle of everything. When I glanced up, a swirl of embers appeared in the doorway. They swirled closer, stopping a hand's breadth away from my face. God magic brightened like swift lightning, reminding me that these were no ordinary cinders. Somehow, I knew they'd come back. Merry meet again. All air movement ceased. The distant crash of the waves faded. The embers slipped back, hurrying through the room and to the door. They stopped in a twinkling dance, as if expectant. I hesitated. Do you want me to follow? They blazed. With one last look at Ava, who slept soundly in her hammock, I obeyed. The embers twirled ahead of me in a mesmerizing path. They swirled around trees, skimmed over the sand. Playfulness infused every movement. Barefoot, I jogged through the sand to keep pace. Every step excited the god magic further, as if I drew to home. The cinders stopped at the beach, near a conflagration. A driftwood pile, taller than me, loomed overhead. Flames burst from it, sparking in explosions of ash. Emerald and royal purple tones flickered in the flames. The sand firmed beneath my feet as I approached. Warmth rolled off of the blade, carried by the sweet scent of apples. A ring of light threw shadows into a circle. I stopped at the edge. The god magic turned ferocious now, ready to devour, illuminate. The world could irradiate under such potential. Quickly as it came, the surge disappeared. I reached a hand out to stabilize myself. A dizzying sensation preceded a familiar voice. You are a witch of curiosity and passion to have followed me out here. On the night I lost my magic, I heard a voice, a gravelly, angry sound. Presumably, Ignis, god of fire. The same voice I heard now, except he sounded genial, thoughtful. Martin's caution for brevity calcified in my mind. Ignis, I presume. Stop. Spoilers. If I go too far, you'll start to get spoilers of Ignis and stuff. But
really like the I really like the incredibly detailed descriptions of like the visual elements.
Oh, good. That's awesome. I tried to write. It's a careful balance though, because you can over detail.
Yeah, I've dabbled in writing myself, just dabbling, mind you.
Sure.
And I think I might sometimes fall prey to that one.
Yeah.
I want to paint a picture with my words, but there's painting a picture and then there's like info dump.
There's painting the picture and then there's painting the reader. Like you're just like throwing so much at them that it's almost too much for sure. Does anyone else? Has anyone else tried writing here? I'm just curious. Does anyone else here write?
I've tried.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Did you not like it, Dan?
The problem was that I was writing with a friend and we both kind of like we had separate ideas on where the story was going and we both kind of lost track of where we wanted the story to go. So it just got very difficult.
Yeah.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, it's hard. Lila, were you saying something?
No.
Sorry.
I was going to just mention about some Prana stuff. That was all. So
go for it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was just going to say I really love the way you took us into the water. It was because it's such a different world in the water. Like when she was like laying in the water and then underwater, and yeah, I love that. I just So is that Daniel's? Yeah.
Daniel's taking off. Enjoy dinner.
Thanks.
Bye.
Later.
Bye, Daniel.
Doodles.
Yeah, I thought it would be fun since we're always in the forest with Bianca to just have like a totally different environment to kind of sink into and enjoy with the water. Because a lot of people like connect with water. Like water is a really big connector for some people. I personally don't like the sea, but that's because I'm like a mountain person. And I've been around the sea a lot, so it means a lot to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are the dogs coming from?
Yeah, I was just about to ask.
Oh, okay.
That's probably me.
Oh, okay.
That's probably me. The wild animals wanted outside and they were starting to get excited about something, probably the neighborhood cat or something.
Yeah, that happens. That happens.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm actually the same. Even though I live right here on the beach, people think I go swimming all the time, but I'm not that kind of water person. Like for me, I am happy to put my feet in the water and stuff, but I'm not a swimmer. It's not the sort of thing. Like I prefer a shower than a bath. That sort of thing. It's like I'm not like I love trees and outside and puddles. I love puddles.
Naturally.
I'm with you, Lila. I like puddles too.
I have started enjoying baths, mostly because it allows me that I can sit there and read a book while I'm, soaking in the nice warm water. But try and get me into like a swim pool or something. Nope.
Got it. Anyone else here like water people? And I'm just going to mute you while you're not talking so we don't hear the dogs, but you can just unmute and mute whenever you're not talking. What were you saying? Diane, what were you saying?
Oh, I like water. If I'm near water, I feel like it calms me down. But I also like forest too, so.
I mean, you don't have to have just one, right?
No.
Yeah. I think the ocean has always just been so daunting to me. Like, I just can't fathom like the fishing boats that are out there and like crossing, like people that sail and all that stuff. I'm like, no, like you couldn't even pay me a lot of money to do that. Like I could not just throw myself in the mercy of the sea. But I know a lot of people that feel that way about the mountains, and I'm like, what are you so afraid of?
Oh, Neville's taken me out in some amazing seas before. Like I've been in a tiny boat, but it's like the old classic wooden boats that they had where the motor was in the middle, and they call them putt-putts because all they do is go
yeah
like that. And I get seasick, but I still like to go out. So, and seriously, I was laying down watching the horizon doing this.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm just going, so I'm trying to get a photo just to show the angle. Oh, he goes out in all sorts of weather and all sorts of seas. It's incredible.
Terry, what are you showing us there?
Going outside?
That's the mountains.
Yeah, he's in Utah.
Ooh,
Are those the
beautiful.
Wasatch or the Ochre?
That's Timpanogos.
Oh, that's right. You're more south. For some reason I had you in Salt Lake, but you're not.
No,
Very nice.
So those of you that don't know Mount Timpanogos, I used to trail run all the time. It actually looks like a sleeping woman. Like the silhouette
Oh wow.
of the mountain looks like a woman's, like the profile of a woman, like her face and her body. There's like this Native American legend that goes with that. And Timpanogos was the chief, her father, right? Do you remember, Terry?
the story goes that her and of course her boyfriend was a kind of lung like Hiawatha. They couldn't get together, and she lost her life. She went to sleep on the mountain, and if you go into the cave that's Timpanogos, you'll see her heart that's in the cave itself, because it's lit up and it looks just like a regular heart.
It's pretty cool.
Cool.
Oh.
Yeah, cool mountain.
And years ago, when we had a real bad drought, there's used to be what we called it as a glacier, but it's just a snowfield. But there was a cave that opened up there, and they were all set to send some ground penetrating radar into it to see how deep it went. And then they had it all set up for the following year, and then that's the year that it snowed 20 feet. So they never had a chance to see anything.
That's a bummer.
It's not a clear day.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful though.
Oh,
So yeah, this
That's
is the
awesome.
reason why I live where I do.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Timp is a pretty mountain. My uncle lives not far from Terry. That's why I know it so well. Oh, Daniel's back. That's a fast dinner, Dan. Well, I asked this question this morning, but I'm curious for those of you that are here now, does anyone have fun summer plans now that this part of the world anyway is getting ready for summer? Lila, you're definitely not.
Going to Nashville in July.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
nice.
How
It's for the
fun.
weekend. My daughter and a couple of my coworkers are going, and then we're going to our nation's capital, Ottawa, for a few days because that's where my brother-in-law and his family lives.
Fun.
In August. So we're doing that. So
That sounds
yeah.
so fun. What do you do for a living, Jean Marie?
I support people with intellectual and physical disabilities in a residential setting. So
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Very cool.
Well, have fun in Nashville. I love Nashville. I lived an hour north of there when I first married my husband when we were stationed at Fort Campbell. So it's such a fun town. There's such good music and food.
well, we've already got tickets for the Grand Ole Opry. So
Good. Yeah. Have you been there before?
Oh, you'll have so much fun.
I've never been before. So
That is awesome.
yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
So Dan just wrote 2 things. He's going to Perth, Washington in July. And then, oh, you came back. That's funny. Dan came back because Jade sent him. So to mention that we now have a group chat on Facebook Messenger if any of you want to join. So it'll kind of be updated. I talked about doing it. Jade finally just did it. Thank heavens. So if you guys want to be part of the Facebook Messenger group, there's a post that Jade put in the Witchery that you can just let her know that you want to be in, and then she can let you in. I'm there, but I haven't read all of the messages yet. I just had her put me in there. Are you going to Western Australia, Dan, to meet Jade in person? That'd be awesome. That'd be so fun. So Dan lives in Oregon and Jade lives in Australia, and they've been dating. so
Oh, wow.
Anyway, that's awesome. Anyone else? Anything fun?
Well, I hope to go to Bellevue, Washington in August. There's a fan convention, and
That's
need
awesome.
to figure out like the room and board and all that fun stuff. But
Yeah, those get expensive. Do you like to go to cons?
yeah, this would be my 3rd in-person con.
Oh, okay, that's awesome.
Awesome.
I
Katie,
think
are you gonna do Dragon Con this year?
yeah. So I'll be at Dragon Con again, and then there's a con in Salt Lake. It's called FanX. It's like Comic-Con down there, and then one that's local here in Montana. It's a Missoula Con. So 3. Considering I have a 3 and a 6-year-old, that's pretty impressive.
That is very impressive.
And you've got so much writing to do as well. So it's like
Actually,
actually impressive.
That was the most I could do without the deadline suffering. So that's why War of the Gods is going to be in October, because Dragon Con and FanX are at the beginning and the end of September. So I was like, oh, I don't want to launch War of the Gods in September because that's going to be such a big launch because it's the end of the network saga. So that'll be in October, so I can give it a little more time. So yeah, 3 cons for me this year, which should be really fun. I love in-person events though. I'm a huge extrovert. I chose like the most introverted profession ever. And I'm like this raging extrovert, right? So I love going to cons. I think it's really fun. It's kind of crazy, but it's really fun.
I'm looking forward to when you start like not worrying about being the crazy one and just embrace your crazy and start going, can I take a photo of you? You're just like, can you talk for me? That's perfect,
Oh, like when I find a character in real life, yeah.
Yeah. Just go up and ask him, hey, wow.
I mean, I think in the right circumstances, people would think it's really cool, right? Like, she could write me into a book. But this guy, like, he just would not have taken that well on any regard, right? Like, it just would not. You can like sense it. I was like, I'm just not gonna bring this up. Like,
I love shaking things up like that. It's fun.
That's true. I might have done it if he had come to my house, but where I was in my friend's house, I was like, oh, I don't want to make it awkward for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm still. I mean, he was an Ignis candidate, right? But he wasn't the Ignis, or I would have. Like, I've been fighting Ignis enough that I would have committed at that point. He eluded me. Anyway.
Thanks, Debbie. I like that. That's a compliment.
Andy's back. You do. I know, Lila. I can totally see you doing that, and people loving you for it, right?
They're used to my crazy. They actually kind of
Andy's
think,
back.
If I'm quiet, they go,
Hi,
"What's
guys.
wrong?"
Hey, Andy. Oh no, something's wrong with
Hi,
Lila.
Andy.
Hey, Andy.
Hello.
Hi guys.
How did it
What
go?
are we talking
Andy?
about?
Lila
we
being the
did
crazy
good with-
lady.
Well, we did great with dinner, but right now when I went to check out the bath, my husband decided to fill out the tub, so they call it the little pool. So they're going to be there for like 10 to 15 minutes, and in that time I'm supposed to do bottles, get PJs ready, and make the beds. So that takes me a bit of time, but I've already done half of it, so I came back on.
And he's like, so I'm supposed to be doing this, so I'm here.
You can do it while she's talking.
That's our girl,
Yeah.
Andy.
We love it.
Well, I think girls are better at multitasking than men. I don't know. I mean, my husband is just not the multitasking kind of person. He can only do one thing at a time.
Yeah, but yeah, I've seen that. I've seen men that multitask well, but my husband's the same way, Andy. When
I work in food service, and one of the first things they tried to drill into my head was the concept of mise en place and having like everything ready to go before you started a recipe.
Yeah.
And I still struggle with being like going along, and then, oh crap, I forgot the cinnamon.
Struggle is real.
Have to multitask, both male and female.
I think honestly, multitasking is kind of a hoax anyway. There's very few times that we are actually doing multiple tasks at the same time for more than like 30 seconds, but we're keeping track of multiple things in our mind and doing them at different intervals, right? So we're cooking dinner and cleaning the kitchen and watching the kids, but really you're like stirring dinner and then you go clean something and then you talk to the kids. So you're not actually stirring dinner and sweeping and talking to the children, right? So I think multitasking, it's more about how much we're holding in our head than actual true multitasking, because it's hard to actually multitask.
Well, I think also teachers, we get a bit better at doing many things because, Carol, you won't let me lie. I mean, you have to be pulling one kid and then making the other one do this and keeping, like, if you could have extra hands everywhere, that would be like easier because you have to keep writing on the board and keep putting this and that. So,
Well, and then I agree with Andy, but then you also have those kids that all of a sudden you turn around and you know exactly what they were doing. Could you see them? No, but
Yeah.
you knew exactly what they were doing. And they say, what do you have? Eyes in the back of your head? Yep. Every teacher does. Didn't you know that?
Yeah.
Every single one. I went to my son's school. I think I told you guys earlier for like 45 minutes and taught them how to write a book. Like his teacher, he's in first grade, he's 6. So she wanted me to come in because they wanted to meet an author. And so I went in. And after like 45 minutes, I was like, I'm out. Like, I don't know how teachers do this all day. Like, they were super sweet kids, though. They all gave me a hug and they were super involved. But man, those like 6-year-olds, you give them a little leeway, they're gonna take all of it, right? They're so smart and they have so much energy. I was like, this is not my calling. So good for you guys. As teachers, I like, even as a pediatric nurse, I was a pediatric nurse. People always said, I don't know how nurses do it. And I was like, man, don't talk about nurses, talk about teachers. Those people show up every day. The same kids, like 8 to 3. Nurses don't do that. Like I work 3 days a week. I have different kids every time. We're in and out. It's totally ideal. It's teachers you got to admire because they do it every day. So today just reiterated that. So you two are awesome.
Well, thanks.
It depends upon what age group you're teaching, though. I used to teach drug and alcohol abuse to high school and junior high kids.
Oy.
And it was interesting because I had them for an hour and a half each class. And I had 40 slides that I would show. And of those 40 slides, can you not hear me, Andy?
Yep.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Of those 40 slides, not one of them was there was like 3 of them that were healthy kids. The rest of them were pictures of kids that parents had done one thing or another that had caused possibilities to happen. The problem with drug and alcohol is you can't tell. You know, Tylenol can cause problems. Aspirin can cause problems. And it was interesting because each year I did it for 20 years. And it was just a couple of days, 1 week of the semester, but it was like 2 semesters of the year. And I thought, I didn't realize how much I made an impact until a new teacher came on, and the teacher's mother, the teacher's son had been in one of the very first classes that I taught. And he told her exactly what all my slides were. And that was like 4 or 5 years earlier. So it hit me that I did make an impact. And that was,
That's awesome, Terry. Yeah. Sometimes you need those moments as teachers to know that it's all of the like wishing you had 5 hands and the seeing behind your head and all of the hard work of coordinating is totally worth it because you impacted someone. That's really cool.
I started my teaching career in Lewiston, Minnesota in 81. And one of the dads passed away. And he was on the school board, and he and I just had this. It was also, it was always, Olson, what are you doing here? And, Miller. And so I had to go back for the funeral because I had I had 3 of the boys and I babysat one of the other ones.
Oh, wow.
And it just amazed my husband that so many of my former students came up to me and gave me a big hug. And the parents came up and gave me a big hug, and just, remembering who I was. And it was like, he was just amazed that all those people remembered who I was and how appreciative they were, of who I was and what we did together as a class, as a school.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's so cool. I mean, I still remember my first grade teacher. Like I remember all my teachers. They're like, I look at my son's teachers like his other mom, right?
Yep.
Like, yeah,
I
totally.
remember a couple of my teachers, but I'm one of those people where some days my memory is really good and I can tell you like the name of my first crush and everything, and there's some days I couldn't tell you what I had for lunch that day.
Welcome to life.
Welcome.
Yep. Welcome to our world. Welcome to our
I
world,
did.
Matt.
Yeah.
I did adult teaching, so my teaching was different. It wasn't with kids.
Yeah, that is different. That is very
My
different.
my memory gets so bad, I find myself standing in the kitchen going, why did I even come out here?
Oh, all the
And I'm
time.
supposed to be making supper, you know?
All the time, Sharon. I feel you.
Can I tell a joke? Can I tell a joke about that?
Yes.
All right. So there are these three friends and they're having lunch. And then one says, you know, guys, what's happening to me now? I'm in the middle of the stairs and I can't remember if I was going up or down. It's like, the other two are like, big gasp. The second one goes, yeah, the same happens to me. I'm in the doorway and I'm like, was I going in or was I going out? And the other one says, you two fools are crazy. I knock on wood. Hey, who's calling?
Good
one, Andy. I remember when they told me that joke. I was on the floor because I thought, well, when I get to that point that I knock on wood and then just think of the door, then I'm gonna be lost.
That's awesome. I love it.
I think we should let Katie go. The poor woman's tired. Let her go. Let her go.
Oh, you guys are fine. I was
Never
gonna
sits
see
down.
No, I know it's true. Today was crazy. I was gonna see if anyone else new came on, but I don't think anyone else will probably come on. So if you guys are good, we'll probably just call it here. I just wanted to wait till Andy came back on because I didn't want her to come back on and we were gone.
Oh, thank you so much.
But she said, "Oh, sure, you're going to stick around for me."
We'll always stick around for you.
You
Well,
you guys are
absolutely.
awesome.
Well, the fun part of launches is we like send out the email to let people know there's a new book, and so I just talk about the Coffee with Katie calls so we can get new people coming in. And so I wanted to like just provide a bigger net so people could kind of log in, but I don't think anyone else is going to come in tonight. So I think with future launches like Derek, we'll just do another hour-long call in the evening and then just a 2-hour call in the morning. So it's a little bit longer if people want to talk about the launch and stuff. And then for the novels and that kind of thing. So
Sounds great, Katie.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
thanks for having us.
What'd you say,
Quick
Sharon?
question.
Yeah, just a second, Andy. What'd you say,
I
Sharon?
said, thanks for having us.
Always. Oh, I look forward to this all the time. It's so fun. What were you saying, Andy?
Today we only had to post or reviews and talk about it in our social media, right?
Yeah. Since this is a novella and not a big novel, we're not doing like the launch team isn't doing a huge launch. We're just put your reviews on katiecrossbooks.com and Goodreads when you get a second. And then if you want to talk about it on social media, I'm always down for that. The Derek, probably more the Forgotten Gods, that's where I'll kind of ramp up the launch team more and we'll kind of share flame and kind of try and get new readers and other stuff.
Yeah. All right.
The reviews are what helps the most at this point. So if any of you are willing, then I'd love to see a review on katiecrossbooks.com for Prana. It's the only place you can buy it, so you don't have to worry about going to Amazon. So.
Before I forget, I was thinking, because after we talked this morning about the books and putting them in the shelves of the stores.
Yeah.
You know what? When I shower, it's like my peaceful time, so I get crazy ideas.
Yeah.
If others have the books, you can like take the picture or write down the IS blah 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 number, the ISBN, and then on the thing that you put in the middle of the book, write me an email and send me a picture of your ISBN. You can get a surprise. You can give them like a discount or whatever, but then you can track it because then. Okay, I had that ISBN, so it was probably the book that I left in this or that store.
Yeah. I think the ISBN is the same on all of so every Miss
I thought it was different.
ISBN. Yeah, no, every Miss Mabel's has the same ISBN, every flame. But we could just like figure out where people dropped them off, right? And I would just put like a note in there that said, "Hey, thanks so much. I hope you love this book. Feel free to reach out in an email and let me know where you got it," or something. Like we're trying a big experiment.
Or handwrite something next to it.
Yeah.
So Debbie had books 3 to 5, or Carol had books 10 to 15, or
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So we could kind of number them and be like, "Hey, let me know what number you got." That'd be
exactly.
And that way people know where, get a certain idea of, okay, most of the books were found in this or that state or in this or that.
So for those
area.
of you that weren't on our morning call, Sweet Jane has like trying to bring down Barnes and Noble for me. So sweet. I know, she's so fun. So I was just explaining how Barnes and Noble works, and they're just a big corporation basically. And I said, what we should do is I will send all of you copies of my paperbacks, and we'll just have a note in them that says, hey, when you get this book, shoot me an email and I have something really cool for you, or whatever. And then all of you will just go put the books in Barnes and Noble, like under fantasy or magic, like where Katie Cross would go, and you would just shelve them because they have barcodes. So if someone wants to buy it, they're going to take it to the front and scan it, and it's not going to be a book there, and they're just going to have to come up with the price, and they just made some money. And then we'll just see like how many people email me that they got this book for free, basically, or like they paid for it. But then Barnes and Noble is probably like, who just randomly puts a book that's on our shelf? Or like if people were like asking for it, we'd see if they started ordering them or something. Anyway, so that was our big joke. And so Andy was just saying we could number the books so that if someone emails me and says, I got the book, it said number 4, we would know that like Andy placed it somewhere or something. So that's what we were talking about. I just said, I think that'd be a really interesting experiment to see how many books actually get sold from off the shelf in Barnes and Noble. Because once they get on a shelf in Barnes and Noble, it's almost impossible to sell them. Like if they're not up at the front and like laying down so that they're super visible as you walk by, that it's almost impossible to sell them at a place like Barnes and Noble. So anyway, it'll just be fun. But that's a good idea. I'll ponder. I'm ordering a bunch of flame for the comic or the Missoula Con that I'm doing here, and if there's leftovers, I'll just ship them out to anyone who wants to participate, and we'll try it.
So you should just set them on a table then.
Right. I mean, you could do it anywhere.
Set them on one of the tables.
Yeah. So, and there's like all these great bookstores here. I might just take them and like just drop them off. I just think it'd be so funny. Anyway, well, thank you all for coming. Ben, it was great to meet you. Everyone, thanks for coming. Share.
I'm not really sure I understand how that works. If you take a book up and the cashier scans it, what does it come up free, or does it come up paid for, or I don't understand.
It wouldn't come up at all because they don't have it in their system. So they would have to manually enter it as like a purchase from their store. So they would get free money basically. But then we would have a bunch of my books in these bookstores that refuse to stock them basically. And the idea is it's more a joke probably than anything, but the idea is if Barnes and Noble has a connected system where people are saying this ISBN number was entered, or if there's like some way that they talk to each other, it could start triggering that these books are being bought at different Barnes and Nobles and they could be more willing to stock it. I don't think that would actually happen. It's more just like a fun thing to do. Like,
just to be a Debbie Downer, but is there any would there be any backlash on you for doing that?
Well, like, what are they gonna do?
I mean, well,
they can't trace it back to her.
Right, what are they gonna do? Like, are they gonna mail me the book back? Are they gonna be mad that I paid $20?
I'm just asking. It was just a thought I had.
Yeah, no, you're fair. But I've asked myself that. It's like, what if this came back on me? But then I'm like, what are they gonna do? like
they already don't buy them, so what?
Right. Well, it's like
we're not gonna buy anymore.
Right. So then it's like, so people are putting their books in your stores and you're mad? Like, I live in Montana. How would I win that? You know what I mean? Like,
you're making money off a book you didn't even buy.
Right. Exactly. Like you just got free money. So what? Plus, I don't even think that they're like, I want to see that email. Right. For Barnes and Noble customer support's like, please stop stocking your books in our store. Oh my gosh, I think it's so funny. I had a friend that did it with his nonfiction book, and I don't think anything ever happened to him. I don't think he ever like heard from him, and I think he got like hundreds of copies out. But now I want to try it with fiction and see what happens. So I'll as books land in my lap, I'll ponder us trying this out to see what happens, and we'll do it. I'll let you guys know when I have some that we can try it with.
I'm gonna stick one on my library too.
Yeah, well, the library is a great place, right? Like we should all get them for the library. Yeah. People can read. So anyway, well, it was lovely to see all of you, and we'll probably be seeing some of you again on Monday night. We're resuming our normal programming then. In the meantime,
qué rico.
As always, if you have any questions.
one of the things that I said to Katie when she sent one of her emails was that she is definitely more than an author. She is a friend in every sense of the word.
Yeah.
And I feel that way when we get together on our Zooms too. It's like we're all friends. We can say what we want. We know they're joking with each other, but yet, you know, like when Garrett's not feeling good in his family, we hope, you know, prayers that you're, you know, when Dana's husband was, you know, sick, we were all praying for him. And it's like the hugs and prayers in this group is just really fun and phenomenal. And just being part of this group is fun. And it's so great that Katie got this going. Cause like I said, I feel that she's more than an author. She's a friend in like every sense of the word. It's just, we're just hanging out.
Yes.
Perfectly
Yep.
said, Carol. Perfectly said.
Yep.
Here's to that, my
Beautifully
friends.
said.
Well, without all of you, this would be a really lonely hour. So thanks for coming.
Here's your new series of books. It's Katie's Coffee Closet.
I know exactly. Oh, exactly. Well, thank you for saying that, Carol. I'm happy it's a safe spot for everyone the way it is for me, because all of you are absolutely my friends for sure. I always look forward to these calls. I think my husband's jealous of all of you because I'm like, I'm gonna go talk to my friends. Hang out. See ya. So all of you have a wonderful evening. We'll see you on Monday. And
All right.
thank you again, Carol. We'll talk to you all later.
Thank you,
Talk to you later.
Kate.
Good night.